If you ever pay attention to the weather map across the United States, the funnel of all storms head right up the Mississippi River, turn to the northeast, and end up passing right through the Great Lakes area, especially Lake Erie and Lake Sinclair. Hunting the Great Lakes, especially in this region, can be very, very dangerous. It can go from a calm, sunny day to blowing out of the northeast at 30 in a blink of an eye. Conditions change, duck hunting changes. Lake Sinclair is a standout among all Great Lakes. Its habitat and duck numbers produce world-class waterfowling. The vast open water is where many waterfowl rest, but the food-filled back bays and backwaters are perfect for migrating waterfowl, especially diving ducks, such as cans, redheads, and bluebills. What you'll find with waterfowl is they move very heavily on hard, windy days. But usually the day after a big blow, the waterfowl tend to rest in open water and not move much. I was truly looking forward to this hunt, especially the family and friends I was sharing it with.
Made sure we got a good spot. It was really, really rough this morning, so not many spots to hunt this morning. Haven't seen much for ducks yet, though. It's been pretty tight.
I remember when I came up here years ago, Jeff, back in the 80s, if I remember correctly, this is a very shallow bay of water here, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The whole bay itself right across here is maybe 10 feet deep.
Yeah.
The whole lake's maybe 20 feet.
You know, that's awful shallow, but when you're 5'8" and you can't swim anything up your earlobes, you're in trouble.
Well, this is it.
You know, I think it's probably about 4'9" to my earlobe. So,
It's your nose holes.
if the water's 4 feet 10 inches, I'm in a pickle.
Duck coming right in.
Get him. Well, they did exactly what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Three out front, Tyler. Roll call. You want to wait for this group behind us? You want to hit the three? Bird in hand?
Bird in hand.
Let them land. Let them land. Let them land. Let them land. Just sit right down.
You ever eat one of them, Jeff?
Well, yeah. I think they taste fine. I mean, it's just, there's nothing to them.
That's funny sometimes how something you'll get a stigma and you don't like. We don't eat sheephead in our lake. We think they're horrible, but I've had people tell me they took them home and they were great. Well, you know, I never ate a bufflehead. I thought buffleheads were junk ducks. Don't even shoot them. Don't waste their time. But we went to Franna's one night and he cooked up some buffleheads. Those things were delicious.
They're good.
Really good. Like, if you don't believe me, ask Rick.
Well, the bufflehead would eat the same thing the bluebill would. You could tell a
They
bluebill
were
when you
good.
skin it. I mean, you see the color of the skin. If it's white, then they've been eating the...
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they're really yellow, they've been eating mussels. I'll tell you, when Selena gets done with it, you won't know the difference.
Oh, the Chinese woman?
Oh, you never had anything like it in your life.
Good, huh?
Oh, it's good.
I told
really
you
good.
last night. We used to go to Lena's or whatever it was, the Chinese.
We're going there tomorrow.
Wednesday.
We'd shoot our ducks in the morning, or when I come through, then we'd go there and eat them. She had them. I swear that woman cooked them 15 different ways. Is that an exaggeration? I mean, we had.
Yep, we're going to do that tomorrow.
Oh, sweet and sour was my favorite. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Get up.
Low in the water.
Another wad out front.
Let's get him. Get him.
Those guys got it. You're in, Freddie. Take it. There you go. Nice shot.
Get him. Get him. Nope. I got one left. Nice shot.
Hey Fred, what's the deal here, this Browning ammo? It improves downrange patterns, putting more pellets on the target. Well, by God. Sounds like it's the right thing for me.
Shell last year, it's just got that rear flight control wad in it, so it doesn't have a pedal wad in it like most steel shots. So it shoots a little bit tighter. So like for open water diver hunting where you're wind blowing or whatever, it's just going to give you a tighter pattern with a, you don't have to shoot as tight a choke and still have a tight pattern. So you got a shorter shot string and a tighter pattern. It's got a lot of thump, especially like open water.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. Good deal.
Hopefully we get to shoot that whole box. You can give me your opinion of it later.
If it's good enough for old John Browning, it's plenty good for me.
Woo! Look at this. Oh!
That was beautiful.
What are you going, boys? Get him.
I'll wrap her up. Good day right here. Shooting redheads, bluebills, got a widgeon, some mallards. It came for the cans. Seen a bunch of them, but they're not decoying, so it's blowing probably, I'd say about 35 out of the southwest right now. As you can see with the decoys, it's built up quite a bit. We've been out here since, I don't know, 3 o'clock this morning, 3:30. Holding a good spot. Finally got our ducks. We're gonna pick up, go in. It's gonna be a hell of a ride. It's gonna be rough, ain't it?
Oh, bumpy. Good day though.
Tim just got us all set up. We just got the decoy set up in the dark here. And we're just kind of sitting back, chilling. Drake can just come right to the decoys. We could have whacked him. That's kind of why we came. Redheads and can, so hopefully it comes back. Should be a good day. We got a good west wind today. Hunting out here on this point. So hopefully he'll push some of the birds off that big water back in this bay. We should be, should have a good hunt today.
Hey, right here, pair, four, right on
Right
that. Come on, big hole. Yeah, boys.
Three shots and 4 ducks.
I'm glad he wasn't no more because I forgot to load my gun. I only had 1 shell in my gun.
It's a ho-hum day, that's what I would say. But things should get better. If not, we'll shoot some of these decoys and that means we can sell some more.
Don't worry, I know a guy.
Oh yeah, I didn't buy shells to carry around in my pocket. I hate that weight, and when I shoot them, they don't weigh near as much.
What are you talking about buying shells?
Well, my son charges me for them. That's why. It hurts my feeling after all I've done for him over the years. Hope Browning don't find out about that. Uh-oh. Look here.
Get him.
I love it when a guy shoots his own decoy and I don't have to do it for him.
I didn't hit that decoy.
He lied to me. He said he was the greatest shot since N.A. Oakley. I found that this is not true. It broke my heart. I feel so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. But on the other hand, the truth hurts, Joe.
Good way to start the morning. So I think we double tapped him, Ricky.
Yeah, looks like, well.
Good job, Bob. That's kind of why you came, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Hey, Fred, feel the weight of that one compared to the ones we shot in December.
Oh yeah, the ones in December are a lot heavier.
They're like 4 pounds.
Those ducks later in the year, they get fat. they get a lot more feathers on them, down-wise, and then they get all that fat on them, so they can make that migration, you know, south, and then turn around and go back to the breeding ground. So ducks get healthier and healthier and healthier. They're eating prime food, you know.
King of ducks.
King of ducks right there, baby.
I don't know how true it is, but it was back in the market hunter days. The market hunters would take the ducks to the diners and stuff that bought them, and they dump the ducks off, and when they had them in canvas bags, and after they dump the ducks off, they'd tell them, "I want my canvas back." And that's a story I heard. How about you, Freddie?
Same deal. Yep. But I think what the cans, number one, they're very, very good to eat. And back in the day when market gunning was happening, they were the highest priced birds. So many people hunted them because the people in New York and all the big cities, when they wanted to eat duck, they wanted to eat a canvasback because they were so good.
They were the best eating.
And that's the reason why they were almost hunted to extinction, because of all the market gunning and all that back in the day, you know. They pretty much, they're a diving duck, which a lot of divers are not very good to eat, but canvasbacks, redheads too, but especially cans, they primarily eat wild celery. And they pretty particular diet. And so late in the year, they get a good fat on them, really, really good roasted.
That was pretty, wasn't it?
Boom. 2 dead redheads right there. Good 35 yards, stone dead. When you're hunting divers, or especially in the wind like this, you gotta have, you know, we're shooting pattern masters. I like that long range right here that I got in this one right here. It's my favorite tube. And then with that Browning ammo, with that flight control wad, man, it's awesome.
Yeah, noticed a lot less crippled ducks out there.
Yeah, you can tell.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
That's it, eh?
That's it.
That's a wrap.
It's a limit.
Well, that's right.
Heck of a hunt.
Cool. Thanks, boys.
Good day.
Awesome.
Heck yeah.
That's right.
You know, instead of sitting here, Tim got out a couple times to move some decoys. As the wind changes or whatever, sometimes you set the perfect spread and the birds just don't work. So when it's not working, you know, they kept skirting us going to that big water. So we had more of the decoys in here, and Tim took them out, put them out a little further. And by doing so, number one, we had more visibility hunting out here on the point from ducks coming from the big water back into this bay. But number two, it kind of made us a nice blocker. And most of our shooting was right there in that rig of decoys that Mr. Johansson carved. It's pretty cool to come out here and be able to have all the different varieties of species. We got redheads, bluebills, cans, mallards, blacks, gadwall, widgeon. We got the whole gamut. There's so many different types of ducks up here. And that's the really cool part about coming up here and hunting open water, is your chance to shoot a lot of different types of ducks. And we did that today. We killed mostly redheads, kind of what we were targeting, but awesome day to be out here hunting open water. Really cool.
Yep.
Now, why are they up in here, Jeff? Is there weed beds in here they're feeding on, or?
Tire lake.
is maybe 20 feet deep at the most, and the whole thing is covered with Vallisneria, like a widgeon grass. And then in the shoreline, it's sago pondweed. It looks like a garlic seed. And basically the whole lake's covered in it, and they can go anywhere they want in this lake and dive and eat. That's why there's so many ducks.
How many birds do you think you're holding right now?
At least 100,000.
They don't, do they do surveys up here?
They do. They did a survey, I remember one year, and we heard, it was like one day they watched like 50 to 100,000 canvasback land on the lake in one day.
Wow.
Yeah, just cans. So.
And you're probably getting a few new birds you're getting a sprinkling of birds.
Every day, every day.
Straight up front.
Well, as you can see, the weather's changed. We have 2 really hard blow days, a lot of rain. Today's going to be bluebird day. It's going to be crystal clear, sunny, and about 2 to 5 mile an hour winds, so basically nothing. Today, I get to hunt with my dad. We switched. First day I hunted with Dick, second day I hunted with Rick, and today, old Fred Zink Sr. You know, that's why you split up on it. You get a day like today, the wind's not blowing, man. You put all your eggs in one basket, you can cook yourself. It's kind of a guessing game.
Well, it is.
No wind. Sunshiny day. Ducks have been moving heavy for 2 days solid. It could be almost a rest day, you know what I mean? Unless you get in the exact right spot.
Down right off the bow. Cutting down right off the bow.
Get him, man.
What do we got?
Go ahead and rip one off by. Give them both.
On board.
Old man Z, water swatting. That's where I learned it from. He taught me that when I was a young man. Right, Dan?
Yeah, well, paybacks are hell.
On the board with 2 redheads. I'm glad I wasn't up there. You'd have rang my ears right there. You'd have pushed me out of the way, probably pushed me up there in front of the boat to shoot them 2 ducks.
Yeah. Paybacks are hell. I remember you doing that to me thousands and thousands of times.
Oh, come on now. You used to do that to your grandson. Now he's so quick, you can't get a shot when you go out.
That's why I did it to him when I was younger. I knew what was going to happen after I had you. When you get old, nobody likes you.
Everybody takes advantage of you?
Yeah. They hide my cane from me all the time.
So we're getting the little place right here, Asian place, Chinese restaurant, and cooking some duck. Tim talks about it all the time. Actually, Captain Dick here
was talking about on the ride up, wanted to know if I've ever eaten here, and I haven't. So I think it's a famous place. So is this the place you're talking about, Dick?
I came up here a couple times in the late 70s and a couple times in the early 80s and a couple times in the 90s, and we always used to come here to the Chinese restaurant with the lady. And I just asked, she still works here. And she fixes those ducks, what, 10, 15, 20 different, I don't know how many different ways it is.
I think she makes wonton duck, duck egg rolls,
Sweet and
sour duck, honey garlic duck, duck fried rice, duck noodles, and sizzling duck. I don't think I've ever ate a bad one.
Yeah, but I remember the guy saying, well, we're going to go to the Chinese restaurant and eat duck. I said, what? Yeah, we're going to the Chinese restaurant and eat duck. I thought, oh, boy. You know?
This Asian style duck, a lot of it's going to be probably egg roll. Just a difference. I spent many days, probably 600 or 700 days myself in China, so I pretty much know kind of what's coming. Asians in general eat a lot of duck, and they're very good at cooking it. Most of my duck is cooked on either a smoker or a grill, and none of that's going to be happening tonight. So different style, very good. Looking forward to it.
Duck hunting, to me, is a very special sport. Camaraderie, the time spent with friends and family, is truly special. I have traveled the country from north to south and from east to west, and my best friends have always been duck hunters.